Hello CraftDee Family, and welcome to another tutorial by She's So Crafty. For today's DIY project, we will be creating a two-tier version of my racetrack lantern design that I created a few months ago. Now, I was so excited to see so many people recreating my original lantern project, and you all just blew me away with the creative ways that you guys decorated it. So I decided to design a new two-tier version that you all can enjoy as well, using Dollar Tree items and other optional accessories. Now, as always, all of the projects I create have complete supply lists in the description box, so you can easily use it for reference as you gather your supplies. Now, before we start, I have to say, hey to all of my subscribers, and if you're a new visitor to my channel today, I hope you consider subscribing as well, and stick around to enjoy this craft and all the different ways that I'll show you how to decorate it. So now, let's just jump right into the project. Now we're going to need 2 sets of these Hot Wheels racetracks from the Dollar Tree. We're going to need one 6-inch square box art piece from the Dollar Tree and one 8-inch square box art piece from the Dollar Tree. We're also going to need one plunger from the Dollar Tree, and we'll need a wood finial or topper of your choice. So the first thing we're going to do is take those racetracks and unpackage them, and what we want to do is reduce the shine on these. So I'm going to be using some sandpaper. Now you want to roughen up both sides of the tracks, including those sides and edges. Now we're going to do this for all of the racetracks, and here they are, all nice and sanded and ready to go. Now this will help your primer and your paint to adhere. So now that they're sanded, what we're going to do is we are going to take some alcohol, and I'm just going to give them a really good thorough clean, removing any dust and residue. And here are my tracks all ready to go. So I'm going to lay out my grid mat, and what I want to do is I'm going to take 2 of the tracks, and what I want to do is divide them in half. So the half point is 12 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and mark the center at the 12-inch mark, and here it is here. So I'm going to do this for 2 of the tracks. And then I'm just going to cut them down that line with a pair of scissors. And now you have 4 shorter tracks. Now I'm going to take that smaller box art frame. Now if you have any glitter on it, go ahead and remove it now with sandpaper and clean it off. If you also have a hanger or a string, go ahead and remove that. And I have a little hole on the side. Now you could patch that with spackle, but all I like to do is just fill it with some wood glue, wait for it to dry, and then I'll sand it off. Now I'm using my wood hot glue. You can use regular wood glue or whatever type of glue that you like. So now what I need to do is to mark the center of the box. So I'm using my grid mat as a guide, and I'm putting a mark in the center of each side of the box. And then I'm going to take a straight edge, and I'm just using a piece of a craft stick here, and I'm just laying it across, matching up those marks until I have a cross in the middle, and I'm going to mark that with a Sharpie. Now you're also going to do this to your larger piece as well. Just use your grid mat or a ruler and mark all 4 of the sides the same way. And then I'm just going to use that craft stick in the middle again, just making sure that we have that intersection in the middle, marking the center, and making sure they're lined up with the marks on the side. And now the center of both of your box art pieces are marked. So now what we're going to do is take our plunger, we're going to go ahead and remove the rubber part and the label, and we are going to be cutting this down to size. So in order to figure out our measurement, we're just going to measure out 9.5 inches, making sure you don't get those threads in your measurement. So to cut this, I'm simply going to use my miter box, and I'm just going to cut both ends off, making sure that you hold it nice and secure and you get a nice straight cut on both ends. And now that both ends are cut, if there are any burrs, just go ahead and touch that up with a little sandpaper to make sure everything is nice and smooth. So now we're going to take our larger wall art piece, and what we're going to do, and our smaller one, what we're going to do is we are going to drill a hole in the center. Now I'm using a 7/64 drill bit, and I'm just going to drill a hole right down the center to make the mark there. And then we're going to take that larger one and we want to adhere our plunger handle right in the center over that drill hole. So I'm going to apply some of my wood stick hot glue and I'm going to press it right over the center of that hole. And you want to hold it in place and make sure it's nice and adhered. Now to make sure it remains nice and sturdy, I am going to screw them into place, and I'm going to be using some of these number 8 1.5 inch wood screws to do this. Now once that glue does set up and it's nice and sturdy, we're going to flip the entire piece over, and you see we do have that drill hole, so we are going to drill right back into that same hole, down into our wood dowel, making a pilot hole for our screw. And once your pilot hole is done, you can take your screw and I'm just hand threading it in. I'm going to go ahead and change out my chuck and put in my screwdriver bit. And then I'm going to place that screw, I'm going to screw that right into the dowel piece. And as you can see, it's nice and flush at the bottom and down in there, and it's nice and secure. It isn't going anywhere. Now we're going to set that to the side and work on our smaller piece now. Now for this one, we're going to use those shorter cut 12-inch racetrack pieces. Now for my original racetrack lantern, I used the side with the rails and the edges on the outside. This time I think I want to use the smooth side on the outside. So we'll be adhering these to the outside of the box heart with the smooth side down. Now I'm going to place these around all 4 corners using that center drill hole as a guide, and this is how they will be adhered to the bottom of that box. Now I'm just going to apply about 1/2 inch of the wood stick hot glue on the edge of the racetrack, and then I'm going to place it into place, hold it in place for about 10 or 15 seconds, and then I'm going to place 4 vertical and 4 horizontal staples right on the top just to make sure it stays nice and secure. Now this is what it will look like when it's all bonded, and we're just going to repeat this all the way around. Just place your racetracks back in place. You want to make sure that they overlap a corner, and here is what all 4 racetracks look like adhered at the bottom of that box. So now grab your bottom of your lantern piece and place the smaller box right on top. That dowel will sit right in the center where that hole is. And I'm going to place the racetracks inside of the bottom and want to make sure that it fits right. So mine looked like they bulged out way too much. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim off about 1/2 inch off the bottom of each one of my racetracks to adjust it. Again, I'm going to try to reset it again, place those racetracks into that bottom square, and I love the way that this one looks. It looks perfect, so this is the right size that we'll need for our project. So now I'm going to go ahead and take those out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that piece and I'm going to take the dowel portion of the larger square, and I'm going to place it in the center of the smaller square just like we did before. We want to make sure that this adheres together with that wood glue and sets up. Now once that does set up, we are going to take our drill and we are going to first drill a pilot hole right down the center, again the same way we did before, and then add our screw in the center. And now both of our pieces are nice and bonded together and they're screwed in place so it'll be nice and sturdy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off some of the bottom edge of the track where that lip is, and I'm going to form like an L shape as shown here. I found that this way, trimming it on both sides, fits perfectly on the inside of the box. So this is the way I trimmed it down, and I trimmed it at the height of the ledge of that bottom box. And then I'm going to stick each one of the tracks down into the corner of the box. And now when you look at it, it fits perfectly into place, and that little notch that we cut out, it works perfectly for this lantern. Now to adhere this, I am going to be using my wood stick hot glue. I'm going to start by adhering just several pumps of glue down into that opening in the back, all the way around the lantern, making sure you get the sides and the back of the track. And then once that is nice and bonded, we're going to go on the inside and just put a nice line of glue along that bottom edge for a little bit of extra security. And here's everything bonded for that first tier. So now we could take our racetracks and start working on our second tier. Now for the size of this, I decided to go with 15 inches, and I'm going to cut off that end with a little hole, so make sure you get just 15 inches without a hole in it for both of the tracks. Now once you get your 15-inch measurement marked on both pieces, just go ahead and trim it down, and now you'll have two pieces to work with. Now we're going to sit this inside just like we did the bottom, and we're just going to loop it around to an arch, and we want to make sure it looks okay. Now this time I'm taking my marker and I'm marking the top edge of that racetrack where it hits the edge of the box, so we'll know where to cut our notches out. And then place the other one crisscross right on top of it and mark it the same way. Now once we mark all these little edges, this will give us the perfect guide of where the top edge should be to make our notches, and we're going to do this the same way we did for the bottom piece. So now that our notches are nice and cut out, we can start adhering these to our top tier. So I'm going to place one into place, making sure that it fits nice and snug. And you can make any adjustments that you need to make at this time before you glue it down into place. So we're going to put both of those in and glue them down the same way we did the bottom. And once it dries, we have two full tiers nice and secure for our lantern. Now I decided to add a finial right on top, and I'm using one of these wood finials. I love using these. I got this from Lowe's, but you could also use the foam circle and ping pong ball that I used in the last DIY, and you could get those supplies from the Dollar Tree. Now I made a mark in the top center, and these finials come with a little screw on the end, so I'm just going to twist the screw down through those plastic tracks until they break through and kind of feed their way in. Now you can put a pilot hole in these, but I decided not to because I really wanted these to be nice and snug together. Now when you screw this in, all the gaps will be eliminated because it is screwed together, and that's what I love about using this finial. And it does have a little screw that'll stick down right on the inside, but it's hardly noticeable unless you flip it over. Now once that's in place, we're just going to secure it by adding a little hot glue underneath the bottom of the finial where it hits the track, and that'll just keep it from screwing out of place. Now as an option, I wanted to add some beads to my tracks. Now I have some of these 16mm beads, and I cut these in half myself. Now it's really easy to do. I'll link the tutorial up in the upper right hand corner of this video and also in the description box below if you'd like to see how it's done, and it only needs wire clippers. So I'm going to take some of these half beads and put them down my race tracks. So I'm going to start on the top of the lantern, and what I'm going to do is just apply a hot glue dot and then place the beads right on top. Now for the top of my lantern, I decided to go with 5 beads, and I'm just going to place them about an inch and a quarter apart. I'm kind of just eyeballing it, but you can place them however you like. I wanted a little gap between mine, but you can have them joining together. It's all up to you. So I decided to go with 5 beads on the top, and I decided to go with 7 beads on the bottom, and here is what both tiers look like with all of those beads applied. Now most important, go ahead and remove all of those hot glue webs off of your lantern because they will show up in your final project if you don't do that. Now is the time I go in and prime, and I'm going to use my Zinsser 123. This provides a really great coverage. You want to do all the insides and outsides of your lantern. Now once that dries for about 30 or 45 minutes, here is the lantern. Now it is a spray adhesive or spray paint, so you will have some spots that you kind of missed and the little cracks and crevices, but that's why we follow up with a final coat. Now for final coat, I decided to go with this white chalk paint. It's really thick and it has great coverage, and so we can get into all of those cracks and crevices and hide any of that orange racetrack that's sticking out. So I'm taking a small paintbrush and I'm going in on the inside first, filling in those little gaps with that. Now you can also use a wide flat paintbrush. I found that to be very useful as well to fix this issue with the little orange poking through, but this chalk paint works wonders and it does cover up all of that orange if you provide a good coat. Now once you do fill in the cracks and crevices, you want to complete an entire coat on the entire lantern, and this is what it will look like when it is all covered with your chalk paint. And now just set this to the side to completely dry. Now here it is all nice and dry, and now you can add any kind of accents or distressing that you like. And I'm just taking some of this chocolate acrylic paint and I'm going to be using this to add some light distressing to my lantern. Again, this is totally optional, but I do like the accent that it leaves. And I'm just using a small tipped paintbrush and I'm just putting random marks all the way around. I mean, distressing is so much fun. It is very random, no rhyme or reason. You just do it to your heart's content, and you can do as little or as much as you like. Now you want to do this for your entire lantern, and here is what mine looks like completed. I made sure not only did I get the racetracks, but I also got the box and the finial as well, and just let this completely dry. So now that this is finally dry, we are going to take some of this thick craft paper and we're going to cover the bottom. You guys know I love to finish off my projects. So I'm going to take some hot glue and I'm going to run it around the edge of the bottom of the lantern, and I'm going to place it right on top of that thick craft paper. Now I get my craft paper from Lowe's, and I believe it's called construction paper, so it's a little bit thicker than what you find in most craft stores, and I love to use it for this purpose. So now I'm going to take my utility knife and I am just going to drag it along the edges to make sure I've trimmed off all of that excess. And once that's all removed, the bottom of your lantern is nice and clean. I just love this. It looks so professional and it makes perfect way for gift giving. So now all you have to do, clear out your space and you can decorate it. And here is the final project, you guys. Now I absolutely love how this turned out. Now I've added some beautiful fall florals to my lantern, and these warm colors look so amazing in this piece. And the top is the perfect size for a battery operated candle from the Dollar Tree. And the bottom is super roomy for all of your fall decor and accessories. Now the details in this piece are lightly accented with that distressing, but you can choose all kinds of different beads, gems, ribbons, rope, or whatever you love to finish off the trim in your version of the lantern. Now this lantern is perfect for decorating in so many ways, but not only just for the fall season. Now if you love a more neutral look, you can keep it simple by just adding some greenery of your choice. Now I love using this eucalyptus greenery in my decor, and it really looks amazing with this white lantern. Now you could even use flowers or any other kinds of bundles to blend into your own home decor. Now one of my favorite ways to decorate are with Christmas and holiday decor. Now I just had to do it. Now I simply place some pine greenery along with some red berries, some pine cones, and poinsettias to get things ready for the holidays. And I think this little deer is super cute from the Dollar Tree. You guys have to let me know, how would you use this to decorate in your space? Let me know in the comments below. Listen, if you love DIYs on a budget, please give this video a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. Make sure that you're following She's So Crafty EE on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest for the latest news, sneak peeks, and giveaways. Now, if you like videos like these and you don't want to miss the next one, make sure you're subscribed by clicking that subscribe button below, or just click on my She's So Crafty logo on your screen, and make sure you hit that bell to be notified when the next DIY goes live. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.